Hi there, welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to sit down and talk about my February favorites. Not only do I want to talk about my favorite products of the month of February, but I also want to give an honorable mention to other products that I have been using a lot as well, which aren't necessarily favorites, but they aren't bad either, so they're kind of in the middle. So sit down, relax, grab a cup of tea or coffee and let's dive right in. I have a lot of products laid out in front of me, but I think I'm gonna start with the face and then move on to eyes and eyebrows. And we'll leave the lips till last. The first product that I want to mention is definitely a favorite of mine. This is the Loreal Infallible Anti-Fatigue Primer Shot. I've done a whole video on these. If you want to check that out, I'll leave it linked somewhere in the cards or down below. This primer has grown on me so much. I don't even use any of my other primers at the moment because I just like the wake-up effect this primer gives me. This anti-fatigue claim is no joke. After I apply this primer, I look 10 times more awake, my skin looks healthier, glowier, it just gives you that little bit you do need. What I also love about this primer is that it's great on no makeup days. It gives your skin a nice healthy glow with minimal effort. If you haven't tried the anti-fatigue one, you should definitely check it out because this one is definitely something that I would repurchase. I don't have a favorite foundation, nor have I a foundation that I have used a lot in the month of February. If you have been watching my channel, you know that I don't really like to wear foundation because it does age me. But recently I have started wearing more concealer, and this is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Concealer. This is not a favorite concealer of mine, but this is something I have been using throughout the month of February. So I thought I would give it a mention. It's okay. The shade is, I believe, the lightest. Light ivory, and I use it mainly to highlight underneath my eyes to kind of hide the darkness because my under eyes are very dark. The Photofocus line from Wet n Wild has received a lot of good feedback, more so the foundation than the concealer. I haven't heard that much from the concealer, but this is not a concealer that blows me away, and it is not something you need to seek out. It's just something I have been using a lot over the past couple of months, not only February. I have two powders that I want to talk about. The first one is my tried and trusted Studio Fix powder from MAC. This is nearly gone. I really need to get another one in this shade. This is in NC25 and for me that's just perfect. I can't believe I have a good bit left of this product because I have been using this nearly every day. This is an absolutely brilliant powder foundation, and I think I will always repurchase this one, like always. The second powder I wanted to mention is also from MAC. This is their Mineralize Skinfinish in the shade Light, so it is very white. I originally got this powder just to set concealer underneath my eyes, and this is what I have been doing for the month of February. I thought I would give my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder a break and use this one. However, this is nowhere near as good as the Laura Mercier, and honestly it doesn't really make your under eye look seamless. It does a very good job in brightening the under eye. I have used it today and I feel that my under eye is very nice and bright, but it doesn't create that smooth layer like the Laura Mercier translucent powder does. You would think that all powders from MAC are great, but this one, it's just meh, and I'm just using it to get rid of it. So this is definitely a most used product this month, but not a favorite. I'm sorry, MAC. Let's move on to bronzers. I have two to talk about, and they are definitely both my favorites. The first one is from Hourglass. This is their Nude Bronze Light. As all Hourglass products, when you look at the product itself in the pan, you think, oh, okay, this is kind of like a cool tone bronzer, but edge, this is actually a very warm toned bronzer. It is what I'm wearing on my face today, in conjunction with the other bronzer. This combination of bronzers has given me a very sun-kissed look, even though I wasn't really going for it, but it's good to know that, you know, these are very compatible for summer. I adore Hourglass powders. There's actually another product that I'm going to talk about, but just something about the packaging, it looks so amazing, and when you hold it and when you put it on your face, it just makes you feel so posh and glamorous. So every time I wear this bronzer, I just feel great. They have a good few different bronzers, but I wanted to try something without shimmer, so this is more of a matte bronzer, but bear in mind this is very, very orangey. If you don't like an orangey bronzer, then you should stay away from this one. Again, this was the nude bronze light. The other bronzer is a very old favorite. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. So you get your bronzer and highlight in here. I have talked about this product on my channel before, and I still love this bronzer and also highlight. This is also very similar to Hourglass. It's very luxurious, but this bronzer does have shimmer in it. So this is also what is giving me a nice shimmery bronzy look. So today I did use a combination of the Hourglass bronzer and this bronzer. This compact I usually keep in my handbag at all times, so whenever I need to touch up my bronzer or highlighter, this is it. Even when I start the day out with a different kind of bronzer, I usually top it up with this one still, because this is in my handbag. So this is definitely also not only a February favorite, but every month favorite. It's just so great. The other Hourglass product I want to mention is their Ambient Lighting palette. This is my baby. I love him so much. I use him every time I put on makeup. Sometimes I might forget, but 99% of the time this is what I use. And I feel that these powders just tie everything together. Even when your contour was a tiny bit blotchy, you go over with this and it just looks amazing. Bear in mind, this is not for people who like a matte look, because these are all shimmery powders in here. They look like this. I have hit pan on the two powders here. I still have a little bit left of this one. This one is dim light, this one is incandescent light, and this one is radiant light. My favorite one was the radiant light, because this was actually dark enough to work on my skin tone as a bronzer. So I would use this as a bronzer, this as an all over powder, and this as a highlight. I have all of these powders on my face today. Well, what's left of it, because this one is gone. There is nothing I can get out of anymore, so I'm really sad, but this is something I would definitely repurchase and recommend. And again, this is like a favorite every month. This video is turning into like an all-time favorites video here, but that's not what it's supposed to be. I promise I won't mention this in next month's video. The only downside with Hourglass is that their products are super expensive. They cost an arm and a leg. But to me, it's so worth it. They are just so amazing. For my skin tone, they work. I swirl all the powders together and it just gives me the most amazing look. For blush, there is actually really only one blush that I have been using throughout the month of February, and this is from MaxFactor. This is their Cream Puff Blush, and it's in the shade 10 Nude Mauve. I really like this shade. It's a very nice dusty pink. It's subtle, it has a bit of sheen. It really looks great on my skin color. This blush is definitely a favorite for me this month. I have literally been reaching for nothing else. This also travels with me everywhere I go. Lots of love for this little MaxFactor blush. For highlight, I've actually been reaching for one highlight really, and that's also from Hourglass. This is really turning into like an Hourglass video. But this is their Vanish Flash highlighting sticks. This is in the color Champagne Flash, and this is amazing. This highlighter, it's just so perfect. The texture is like butter. Color is so nice and champagne-y, and what I also like about it, it's a nice and subtle. It's not too much. I have it on today, of course, in conjunction with those Hourglass powders, and I feel that this gives me such a nice and natural glow. And the staying power is also great. It doesn't fade. Of course, it helps if you put powder highlighter on top, but what I have been putting on top is mostly the powders from the other Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. Because it is a cream product, it can give you a more natural look, but you can also build it up into a very blinding highlight. But for me, this one is also amazing, so this is definitely one of my favorites in February. Let's move on to brows, my favorite part of the face. I don't have a favorite product. I will just give a mention to the most used products this month, and one of them is the Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara from Essence. This one I actually really liked, but it's nothing that I love. I recently did a whole video of me reviewing new Essence releases, so if you want to get more information about this guy, go check out that video. This is just a eyebrow mascara, but it does have enough hint that I can wear it on my own without any other brow products underneath, which I have been doing. I really like it, especially on no makeup days. This product can give me very nice natural looking brows. When I want something more defined, I have here the Superfine liner for brows from Clinique. I haven't tried that many Clinique makeup products, which is actually ironic because I do have another Clinique product that I will mention later on in the video. But generally I have not used that many makeup products from Clinique. This brow pencil is okay. It's just like all the other brow pencils out there. The only downside on this one is, well, there's two downsides. It's expensive, it's 17 euro, and there's no spoolie at the end. Nowadays I do expect a spoolie on an eyebrow pencil. Let's move on to eyes. I do have a eyeshadow primer which I have been using a lot. This is TheBalm's Put a Lid on It eyelid primer. This is actually a sample size, but this has lasted me for a very long time. I'm not actually sure if it's possible to have a favorite eyeshadow primer if I think about it. Now, I like this because it works, but am I going crazy about this? No. I also use the NYX eyeshadow primer, but I've been reaching for this one more because this one is in my travel makeup bag. So it's definitely a great eyeshadow primer, but I'm not sure if you really need to go out and spend a lot of money on a primer from TheBalm because they are a lot pricier. So if you don't want to spend the money on this, just go get a eyeshadow primer from the drugstore. They do work fine as well. Just wanted to give this a mention because this is the eyeshadow primer I have been using a lot in February. For eyeshadows, I have two here to mention. One is a little random Clinique duo. I think I got this in some kind of a sample bag years ago, and I sort of made it my mission to use it. So I've been actually using this almost every day when I go to work. It has only two shades, very basic, a kind of white creamy shade and a bronzy shimmery shade. It has like little gold flecks in there. I actually do use this little sponge to apply the shadow. It's definitely not a favorite of mine, but I have been using this every day for my eyeshadow look. This is also something that is in my travel makeup bag, so that's why I am reaching for it. Plus, I like the packaging. It looks like a little mirror. But this is definitely not something that you need to go and seek out because the shades are not very pigmented, even though I do like the look it gives me on my eyes. And to accompany that little duo from Clinique, I do use my original Naked Basics. This has received a lot of love over the years, but recently I started using it more often. I use this yellow shade, it's called Foxy, as a no color all over the lid. And I use Venus as a brow bone highlight. And Urban Decay shadows are great. It was definitely a favorite of mine a few years back. Now it's just an okay palette that I have made it my mission to use. Recently I have been very into the minimalistic eyeshadow look, so I would go for a no color all over the lid, something a bit darker, maybe even something like Naked 2 here in the crease, and then this for underneath the brow bone, and that's really it. But yeah, these two I have been using together for the month of February. I think more natural looks are coming into fashion again. It's just all those cut creases and neon colors, they're just so like, ugh, who's ever gonna wear those? Moving on to mascara, I have a whole bunch here. Yes, I have been using all of them throughout the month of February. Just to most of these I'm just using to test out, and if I don't like how they look, I just top them up with mascaras that I know and love. So let's talk about maybe my absolute favorites, and they are these three. Two of them are from Benefit. They're the mini sizes. It's their roller lash mascara. I like to use this mainly on my bottom lashes, and Benefit's their Real. This mascara is absolutely amazing. It makes my short lashes super long and they don't smudge. And also a mascara that I can 100% count on is the MAC, I think this was called Upward Lash. Yeah, Upward Lash mascara. I love the wand. It's teeny tiny and perfect for my little eyes. Sadly, it is almost dried out and I'm not gonna repurchase it anytime soon because I have so many mascaras and I want to make a point to use them. So I'm not gonna repurchase any new ones at the moment because I have so many. And the other ones that I do use a lot but don't like that much are the Maybelline Total Temptations one. This one was just blah. It's more of a wet moussey formula and I don't really like it. It didn't really do anything for me. Same as with this Clinique's High Impact Lash Elevating Mascara. The wand on this one I absolutely hate. Maybe it's because it's the mini size. I got it in one of those sets. The wand on this is horrible. It looks like a Christmas tree. Most of the product gets stuck here at the end of it and you can't really put it on your eyelashes because you'll poke yourself in the eye with the front, so I don't really like this. And then we also have here the L'Oreal False Lash Fiber Extreme Resist. Who comes up with the names? It's just, ugh. Anyway, it's the new L'Oreal mascara, which claims to be, you know, waterproof, sweat-proof, life-proof, everything-proof, with the two sides. L'Oreal loves their two-sided mascaras. So it comes with, one side is the, let's say, primer side, and the brush on this actually looks pretty cool. And the other side is more of like a scoop shape, and this is the side that has all the fibers. Surprisingly enough, this mascara didn't do anything at all for me. The only thing it did do is make itself so hard to remove that I nearly pulled out all of my eyelashes trying to remove this. I have mainly used this on my bottom lashes just because waterproof mascaras tend to smudge less. The result between the two of these kind of looked similar. And now we only have lips left, and for February I have really been using only these lip products. They are absolutely amazing. I love them to bits, and they are the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipsticks. And specifically number 15 Lover and number 65 Seductress. These two are my favorite colors. They are the best everyday wearable lip colors. I'm wearing Lover on my lips now. This is more of a pinky shade, and Seductress is more of a nude shade. They are both great office shades. They last all day. I have been sipping my coffee throughout the whole video and my lipstick is still looking pretty damn perfect. Usually for a 12-hour day, I just top it up once after lunch and then I'm good to go. These are absolutely amazing. They have great shades and the best staying power that I have tried. So definitely would recommend you guys checking these out because these are my absolute favorites. A word of warning though, if you do wear them a lot, they will dry out your lips pretty bad. So make sure you have a good lip balm on hand as well when you take them off in the evening. Guys, that is it. Those were all of my most used products for the month of February. I really hope you enjoyed this kind of video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye!